hello everybody and welcome along to a brand new video with David's back once again. We've moved to the outdoors where it's quite hot and sweaty.
It's very hot.
And full of flies, so if you see us swatting or flapping or something like that, just bear in mind there are lots of flies. Particularly if you're watching this in December, because I just didn't get around to releasing it until then. I do apologise. Yes, again we'll say Merry Christmas or Happy Easter just in case.
Yeah, Happy Easter.
I think Easter's quite early next year, so you never know. But today, well actually no, it wouldn't be Easter because Series 12 will already have aired. We hope.
No, well,
we never know.
We don't
Series
know.
12, but we hope. But today we're having quite a hot debate, I think it's fair to say. Sort of a topic where we very much have different opinions. One of the key things, well, for me, with Series 12 of Doctor Who so far, up to what is the end of August when we're filming this, is that they don't like to tell us anything about the programme. The only, up to now, official thing we've got is a picture of a Jadoon. That is the only thing that the BBC have told us about Doctor Who Series 12. We don't know, and that it's airing in 2020, early 2020.
And all four are back.
Yes, okay, 3 facts. We have 3 facts, which doesn't feel like enough to get excited about the programme, is my problem with this.
I agree. Yeah, I see people's problems with that. I think it's much better than last year. Last year we knew nothing until we had the trailer.
Yeah, and that was an awful football trailer which didn't even tell you anything. And then the actual trailer was about 3 weeks before the programme aired.
Or even actually, no, if we think, because we were talking earlier about leaking, if we think the only real leak that we had from Series 11 was of the sniper bots. And the picture of the TARDIS. Oh, that's true, actually.
That did leak.
That's true. But like the sniper bots were the only sort of like plot point. Everyone thought Sontarans.
Which thought it was a Sontaran, yes.
Which is great publicity for them.
Anyway, we were talking about Sontarans and
we were talking about Sontarans before I got this right. And that was like, that was great publicity for the show, because everyone thought Sontarans, classic Monsters back. Obviously it wasn't Sontarans. So I think that leak worked very, very well in their favour. But this year we've had a lot more, so from...
Spoiler alert. These haven't been confirmed, these are general rumours up to the end of August 2019.
Photos, and I don't go looking for spoilers.
You don't go on Gallifrey base spoiler section to find out. I do occasionally, I must confess, but I don't really find very much there. There's not really much to say.
It's only stuff that's widely circulated.
Yes,
so
exactly.
We know that there's an episode with them all wearing tuxedos, with Graham.
Yes.
Graham. I don't know, why did I say Brian? Bradley Walsh and Ryan.
Yeah.
And Ryan. And I think the Doctor was wearing a tuxedo. I can't remember. But there was a lot of people wearing tuxedos, so we know that.
Yeah.
What else have we
had?
Cybermen. Potentially. We've had metal men.
Metal men. They could be knights, they could be Cybermen.
So,
who knows?
Again, that works very well in their favour.
Okay, but again, it hasn't been confirmed by the BBC.
No, but I think...
Do you think the BBC are leaking it intentionally, or are they just not stopping people from leaking it?
I think that in Series 11, a lot of leaks were being stopped.
Okay.
Specifically.
I do remember them taking down photos and videos from filming.
A lot more was shut down than has been shut down this year. Because if they wanted to, those Cyberman shots would have been shut down instantly. I wouldn't have been... Because this is the thing, I don't go looking for things, so I've only seen if it's been really widely circulated. So I think there's less of a policy around it. There's still a policy, so we still don't know anything plot-wise, which I think is really exciting.
Yes, officially we don't know anything.
No.
Apart from a
even Jadoon, but really we don't know why the Jadoon are back, how they're back.
But what they're involved in the story, we don't know anything like that. We don't know episode titles, we don't know how long episodes are, we don't know how many episodes there are, we don't know writers.
But to be honest, I don't need to feel excited about Doctor Who yet, because it's in January 2020. I feel if they were constantly announcing stuff and constantly trying to make me feel excited, I'd get really tired and bored by the end, because it's a long time to wait.
Do you think it's better or worse than it was back in the Moffat era, shall we say?
I think the Moffat era got worse, because I remember the Moffat era looking a lot of, almost nothing was stopped from spoiler. Yeah. There were hundreds
we knew about Gallifrey in Series 9 before it happened, because they put it in the synopsis of episode 12, which was released 3 weeks before Hellbent.
Yeah. How good would that, because if you look at the camera work, it's a reveal.
It's intended to be a reveal. Same thing with
the Master. That is my worst thing in series.
That is one of those things. That's what initially pushed my... I think I did a video, I don't know, like a year ago or so, talking about how I wanted Chris Chibnall to shut up and not tell us anything about Doctor Who, because of that moment more than anything else, where it completely ruins it doesn't completely ruin Well Enough in Time. I can still appreciate it as a story. Can you imagine the completely losing your mind Because really, it's not only until the last couple of minutes when Missy and the Master, or before he's revealed, are kind of chatting, and then you get some mysterious stuff from him when you start to maybe join the dots. But before that, it's such a good prosthetics that you don't actually know. You couldn't tell if you didn't know.
Yeah, you couldn't tell if you didn't know. I thought it was obvious from the moment he was on screen.
Oh yeah,
because
knowing it was John Sim, I knew straight away. Yes, of course.
But there were lots of people who knew it was John Sim, who still to this day didn't realise
until it happened.
I'm like, how can you not realise? He doesn't do anything to change his voice. It's very noticeably
I think as soon as someone said John Sim's in this episode and you see this character, you're like,
that's him.
It's got the same facial shape and the general appearance. There's a good prosthetic on there. And as I say, I think for people who didn't know, it would have been good. But yeah, that's an example
that did ruin series
of where I agree with David that they shouldn't be spoiling things. I think that's a spoiler too far.
Yeah.
I just think it doesn't even have to necessarily be major things. I just remember in some part for Series 9 when they announced, right at the beginning, they announced that filming was starting and had a picture of Missy coming back for the opening episodes of Series 9. I thought that's just...
Yeah.
It's not a massive spoiler because it's kind of likely. But it just gets hyped because then you think, Missy's back for the next series. That's exciting.
Who could they do that for Series 12? Because we don't have a Master at the moment. We don't know who if the Master would be recast. We don't know who that would be. All we could redo it with is the Daleks, but then we're not sure if they're going to be a redesign of the Daleks. If it's so, I don't really want it revealed.
I think one of the other things actually I remember which I liked, I know I'm going back again to Series 9, but was the use of... They confirmed with the girl who died, they confirmed that you were having Moffat and Mathieson writing a story together, which at the time was really exciting, because Mathieson had just written Flatline and Mummy Military Express, which were two of the best episodes of Series 8. Yeah. And so everybody was like, wow, this is going to be an amazing combination, what a brilliant episode it'll be. And it just gets people talking, gets people excited.
Sadly, it didn't.
No, I know it didn't ultimately really work, but at the time it built some hype because you were thinking, what could this possibility be with these two writers that are so great? Like just announcing a couple of writers for the series, I think would really make a difference.
The writers should definitely be done.
Because it took until about a month before Series 11 for that to be confirmed, I'm pretty sure, last time round.
But I think the writers, I would be surprised if they weren't the same team.
Yeah, I don't think there'll be a stunning new name for Series 12, realistically. It'll be most of them coming back and maybe a couple of unknown names.
Exactly. So
it's not going to be, your headline name.
I wouldn't even be surprised if they don't do a press... Well, Doctor Who magazine will probably do a press release like that. But I wouldn't be surprised if they do a wide press release for the writers of this yet, if they're all the same. They'll just announce the writing in one clump.
I don't know if you remember, but back in the Moffat era, before each series begun, Moffat used to do those previews in the Radio Times where he basically gave away the plot of every single episode, or a very spoilery synopsis for every single episode.
I didn't see them in the Radio Times, but he did the same sort of thing for Doctor Who magazine, and it wasn't as spoilery.
Okay, no, he did give away
a line before the series started. He gave away a line. He gave a paragraph for each episode, which was brilliant.
Yes.
It's like, this is the thing. Chris Chibnall doesn't really write production notes in Doctor Who magazine.
No, his column in Doctor magazine is a bit of a waste of time. Let's be honest.
Yeah, whereas Stephen Moffat used to regularly do it. I don't think he does it regularly now.
No, exactly. So
they don't say anything because they used to be very. I used to read Doctor Who magazine a lot, and they used to be really fun and witty pieces of writing.
Yes, but now Chris doesn't put hardly anything, and because nobody tells Doctor Who magazine anything, there's nothing to write in Doctor Who magazine, so naturally the quality of the magazine becomes lower, which is a real shame. And what I think one of the most important things for Series 12 is going to be good promotion when it gets nearer to the time.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing to sell this series on, because there's nobody changing.
That's true.
I think it's only the second or third time it's happened in New Who. I think it happened with Series 6 when we had Amy Rory and the 11th Doctor coming back from 5 to 6, and with Doctor and Clara from Series 8 to 9.
Same old, same old.
As much as I adore Series 9...
And we adore the trailer. The trailer's amazing.
It was a terrible decision to put selling a series as same old, same old.
Yes, but that is not a good
I don't know, yeah.
And that's true, actually. I've not thought about that, because there is no...
But that just makes it more difficult to market the programme.
Definitely. I think the promotion of Series 11 was brilliant.
In the last few weeks before, yes.
But I think that's when you need it. Because if you they haven't started properly promoting Star Wars.
No.
The fans are promoting Star Wars at the moment, and they'll start roughly around now in the next few months.
I think the difficult thing with the Series 11 trailer was it couldn't give anything away because there was nothing returning to get excited about. So yes, it's seeing Jodie and the companions, but they're also all new people to us.
Yeah.
So how we can't get that excited about it, and there was no
monsters.
There's nothing plot. There was hardly any monsters. Nothing plot related in that series.
Very specifically edited.
So I found that was less easy to get excited about than say series 9 or 10.
Yeah, I found it exciting because I thought it looked brilliant. I loved the editing and the general look of the show.
Vibe it gave,
and because I trusted that it would work, and they were doing it with care.
Oh, how we were.
We
were wrong.
We are turning into different kind of YouTubers here.
We actually don't hate Series 11 that much, despite what may be coming across. I need to rewatch it to fully reevaluate it, but I do not think that it's destroyed Doctor Who.
No, it's just not
our favourite eras.
No.
And it never will be. And it was always going to be difficult for me in particular because the Capaldi Doctor and the Capaldi era was my favourite era of the new series.
I think that's what we've talked about the most.
And so it was never going to live up to that hype.
No, I don't think anything can.
No, particularly when you're so invested in it. And I'm sure it was the same for David Tennant people when Matt Smith came in. As much as Series 5 I think is great, and I'm sure people really enjoyed it. I'm sure there were those who were like, it's not David Tennant,
so I struggle. I really didn't like Matt Smith when he started. And
I know we're becoming almost generic fans, aren't we? Like mainstream fans, but that's always going to be a problem, and it's not because I don't like Jodie or because I didn't like Matt or whoever. It's just because you have your era, and then the next one comes along, and it's never quite the same.
Exactly.
But I don't think there's anything wrong with that, as long as you're not purely disliking the current era because it's not the previous era.
I think looking back, I definitely liked Series 9 more than Series 8. I love Series 8, but Series 9 is peak for me.
Yes, definitely.
I like Series 6 more than Series 5 on rewatch. Now,
I do really like Series 6.
Now looking back, I love Series 5. At the time, I didn't like it. I didn't like it as much as I liked David Tennant. And I think, I can't remember, I remember loving Series 3, and I think I might have loved it even more than Series 2. I always loved the Doctor's second season more than the first.
Okay.
So maybe I'm going to be very surprised, and it'll be brilliant, and I'll love it.
Yeah.
And I hope so, because I love Doctor Who. And as I say to you, I'll watch any Doctor Who and find some enjoyment in it somewhere. But
I guess one other thing I'm just thinking about, if you look at it with all of the new series Doctors, would you say that, excluding Chris Eccleston, their second series has been better than their first series every time?
Is it, with the exception of Series 3, because I think Series 2 is brilliant too.
You prefer Series 3 to Series 2 though?
No, this is what I mean, with the exception of that one.
But
I think
9's definitely better than 8.
Definitely.
6 and 5.
6 that's very difficult, but I know I enjoyed 6 more on the first release. I enjoyed 6 more than I enjoyed 5. I don't think that doesn't mean it's better.
I guess it gives us optimism for a better Series 12, maybe.
Exactly. And it is real. I think what people have to understand is they have taken the fan response on board. Both the positive and the negative.
So you don't think they're just lying to themselves that Series 11 was a complete success and they don't need to change anything?
That wasn't the question.
But is that your opinion?
I think Series 12 would have been written before Series 11 finished airing. And I think it was being written while Series 11... the stuff that was being written while Series 11 is airing is too far down the line to change. Because they started... The time, from my knowledge, the extension of time was given was for production and for post-production.
Not for pre-production.
Not for pre-production, so because they started shooting in January.
So would you say a lot of the Series 12 scripts were already written before Series 11 even started?
I would imagine so.
Okay.
Knowing how the industry works, I'd imagine so. And I'd imagine that they're written in the same sort of style.
To an extent, the Series 11 impact would more likely have an effect on the prospective Series 13.
Yeah,
if Chris and Jodie stick around for it.
But I think it is being shown already in Series 12 by just by the fact that the Jejun's are back.
Do you think
and they're announcing that is absolutely in response to the fan reaction.
Yeah, that's true.
Series 11. There's no doubt on that.
Yeah. Would you say that obviously episodes are written and filmed out of order, but would you say that later in the series it might improve more than the early episodes because they feel like they're taking more on board for the later part of the series? Or is that too simplistic a view?
I think that is too simplistic.
Fair enough.
Because it's just all made out. It's written, a lot of times things are written out of order as well.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
So, but I'm very interested to see what the arc of Series 12 will be. If there is one, because
we hope so.
We were talking the arc of Series 11 for me is Ryan and Ryan's story with Graham.
Where if they tried to make it Tim Shaw.
Yeah.
Which it wasn't.
It was
rubbish.
But I don't think they do. I think the whole series 11 is Ryan's story, right from the start. He's the first character we were introduced to, and it's their family. But that sort of ends with the resolution. I think
there's nothing else to take that with.
No, I think that's a nice place to mark it.
Bit as well, and it's like, there's nothing. Ryan hasn't really got anywhere to go now, has he?
He's got no. There's multiple ways he can go. Okay. I just think that part of that story
the Ryan Graham
is finished in that segment, and I think hopefully Series 12 might focus more on Yaz. Yes. But it will have a new plot line that runs through it. Hopefully,
yes, I hope so.
And I'm excited to see what that is because I don't know. I've got no idea what that is.
Exactly. So bring us back to what we were originally talking about in terms of spoilers of Doctor Who.
Oh yeah, spoilers of Doctor Who, sorry.
I see your point of view. I think it just can become quite difficult with such long gaps between series to have nothing to get excited about. I think I completely understand your point of view of we don't necessarily need it, but I just think it would be nice just a couple more press releases. Just confirming, so even if it's just a writer that we've heard of, an episode or something.
I agree that it should
actually, I think one important thing would be to confirm or deny whether there's a festive special or not.
Yes,
I think that's an easy thing you can. That's not spoilery. That's just a.
How many episodes there are?
Say, exactly. Just say it like we're not going to completely slate the production team if there isn't a festive special. I don't really care that much.
And it doesn't because
they're never great episodes. Let's be honest. No. Very few of the Christmas specials are actually good because they're too shackled to being a Christmas special. So we don't actually need one necessarily.
But also, it's not just that they're not releasing it; they're holding it back because all these titles will be in the BBC Studios sort of book, because that happens around now/September, where BBC Studios sell all their programmes, and they have their big showcase. I think I'm right in saying that.
Well, there's the one in Liverpool, isn't that in February usually?
I think there was one in one in September
as well. Okay.
I'm not sure.
Maybe.
But basically, to sell to other programmes, all that stuff is available online, and it should say 10 times 50-minute episodes or whatever.
At the very, very least, tell us how many episodes it is.
Exactly, and
confirm some episode titles. That's something that's an easy way to get people really excited and theorising.
The Return of the Jadoo.
Okay, as long as the titles don't just confirm a new returning monster in them.
Or the titles aren't descriptions.
Like the Battle of Ranskoor Av Kolos.
Or Arachnids in the UK. Titles like It Takes You Away, I'm a big fan of.
I think that Chris Chibnall's strong point is not episode titles.
I don't agree with that. The Woman Who Fell to Earth, that's a very good title.
The Ghost Monument.
Ghost Monument, I like, because it's the TARDIS, you don't expect it to be. Rosa is a play on Rose.
He didn't write that title though, did he?
I think he will have had some say in the title, because it's also co-wrote by him. It's him and Madeline.
I do like the Saranga Conundrum as a title.
Saranga Conundrum.
That's fair.
Arachnids in the UK, no.
And Barasla of Ranskoor Av Kolos isn't it?
What's the Witchfinders?
The rest of them aren't written by Chris.
Kabbalam is a nice one, but he's the lead writer. He'll have a say in that.
Yeah, I guess so. Resolution is quite nice.
Resolution's nice.
That was dramatic.
That was a resolution there. That was quite dramatic. Sorry, we're filming out in the wilderness.
Yes, we're gonna get attacked.
Wild. Overall, I think the Doctor will die in Series 12. Everyone will die in Series 12. The Daleks will be brought back as Cybermen who were invented by Mary Shelley, who was a cyborg, who was invented by Frankenstein, and all dressed up in tuxedos, and that is Series 12. Spoiled for you. Sorry.
See you next week. Goodbye.
Bye.
Well, there you go. There's David's theory for Series 12. I don't know what's going to happen, but hopefully there will be Cybermen, and hopefully a main character will die.
Yes. I think we really want that.
And I hope it will air early in 2020, like January 2020, and not delay it till April 2020.
No.
There's no need to do that. I think Series 10 proved that it doesn't matter what time of year you air Doctor Who in, it will get the same viewing figures.
I think it will go out on January 1st, though. I can't see them delaying it.
Yeah. So that's the point to look for, and hopefully we'll hear something else about Doctor Who before January the 1st.
So we could actually talk about the spoilers.
Yes, which may have already happened, to be fair, by the time this video releases. I'll try and get this done fairly soon, but yeah, you never know. If there's a trailer, we're sorry for this video. It doesn't really suit anymore, but maybe I'll get on and do it quickly. Let's hope so. But I hope you guys have enjoyed this quick, kind of random and all over the place video about spoilers and stuff and Series 12. And I'm sure we'll be back for another one very soon. So see you then. Goodbye.
Bye.